I think we're on. Bleep, 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 bleep. Here, Scott, say something into the camera so people think we're on.
Hi, are we on?
I think we're on.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You look and sound like...
No, don't.
Carry on.
Fine.
That's what back channel says. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Welcome to the Monday Ask Mike Anything with Mike Meyers.
And Scott Jernigan.
Hey. Good to have you here. Good to be here with you.
Feeling good, Clarence. Like, without further ado, give me the
I know, right?
I can't think of anything to say, so what are the filler things? That's a good one.
You know.
Have you ever thought about something like that?
Why are we here, Mike? Why are we here?
Well, the goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus an opportunity to continue our studies. Oh, Scott Jernigan, you know.
Yes. Indeed.
So anyway, it works pretty simply. We start here at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we'll go to 3 o'clock. So this is a 1-hour live stream. In this live stream, you'll see that you've got your chat window. So you type in questions, and we answer them. So one of the first things you might want to do is go over to that chat, and where it says Top Chat, click down to Live Chat. And then secondarily, we see the little 3 dots. Go ahead and toggle the timestamp. Make sure that's on if it isn't on already, and then those timestamps can be very helpful as we progress. So this is how this works. You type questions into the chat, and then we answer them. So if you're the shy type, you're always welcome to just go ahead and send me an email. My email is michaelm@totalsem.com, and I'll leave that up for a second, especially if your question's more complicated. I know a lot of times it's easier to send somebody an email, so michaelm@totalsem.com. If you're a gamer, I'm Senor Pepe, and in general, my nom de plume is Desweds. Do it like this, Desweds. It's a kinetic acronym. Yeah, I'm a nerd.
It's fancy, Mike.
It is fancy. It's because I'm a fancy person. I'm a fancy lad. A fancy lad.
Unless you have the interesting piping on your shirt.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. So we're going to do some practice. We're going to have some competitions. We're going to have 2 competitions today. One's going to be for free practice questions. And then the second one is going to be for a new car. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be for a CompTIA voucher. What is
like,
the old joke where this guy at a restaurant, he's like, okay, we're going to be competing for a Toyota. And this person wins, and they hand her a toy Yoda.
Oh.
I think that one actually went to court. So go ahead and say something to him, Scott. I'm getting things queued up.
Oh, well, okay. Not sure what you're getting queued up. I'm going to go look to see who's here already. And for some reason, today, I'm extra blind, so... oh, Dave. Oh, so our moderator, our esteemed moderator in the back channel, is David Rush. He's a senior instructor for Total Seminars. You'll see his posts with the little wrench on them. He'll be posting links to various things. Only moderators and owners can post the links on YouTube. So there you go. I'm here. Okay.
You are here.
I am here. A whole bunch of people.
You know what? I'll cue this up later.
Okay.
Or we'll just do something like Dave Rush does random number generators.
We could do that
on
too.
his Raspberry Pi.
That's true.
He takes his Raspberry Pi and throws it against the wall where he's got a bunch of numbers, and wherever it hits, that's the random number generator. Which would actually be more of a random number generator than most of the stuff that you see in there. Yep. Boink, boink. Yeah, sorry, folks. We're having a few small, minor issues here. Blame the cleaning people. That's what I always say. Watch this. I'm going to turn this. There we go. All right. So somebody tell us if you can't hear us, because we get like 5 different people saying 5 different things. So we'll assume everything is okay. And let's go ahead and get started on here, Scott. So first of all,
Okay, so we have Tellowit, good morning. Bob Noob is here, 125, both of them very early. Dr. Weird.
And the Medicine Show.
At 143, and Alan Duggan at 148, excellent. Mohammed El Abiyad, or is it Abiyad? I don't know.
Abiyad.
Well, there we go. Bearded IT Dad is here. A glutton for punishment.
What? Go back.
What?
I think Kathy Yale is on right now. Is that the secret code?
That is the secret, right?
She ain't no more. Sure. Click. Bye-bye. Mike is being a rock with eyes. I am a little bit. I'm de-rockifying, though.
Well, there we go.
It's hard.
JM. Oh, okay. All right.
We know JM.
JM. Actually, question to start the session at 2 p.m. You ready?
Yep.
Hi, Mr. Meyers.
Hi, JM.
I'm apparently chopped liver. Can you explain the difference between an IPsec VPN and a regular VPN, like SSL is what he said, or TLS VPN?
Well, there's a lot more VPNs than those. There's the short answer, and then there's the long answer. IPsec is a regular VPN. It's maybe not quite as common as some of the other VPN solutions we see out there, but it is certainly out there. IPsec is a protocol, and IPsec was the first and only attempt to encrypt at layer 3 of the OSI layer model. And that's what makes IPsec kind of unique. In practice, I've been playing with IPsec now for almost 15 years, and nothing fills me with more hate and loathing than configuration of IPsec anything. It's just awful. I've seen a couple of IPsec solutions where the VPN endpoint and the VPN clients are kind of pre-configured. Those aren't so bad, but to go into the level of discussion, like to really break down how IPsec works all the way, IPsec ESP versus authentication header, I'm a little rusty. IPsec is very robust. It works great. It's a fine VPN. I would argue that most other people, that there are other technologies, 2 of which you've listed there, are easier to configure and are more commonly used.
Okay.
So at least, JM, to answer your question, IPsec is another whole type of protocol that allows encryption at layer 3, whereas pretty much like the solutions you're talking about are encryptions at arguably layer 4 or 7, depending how you look at those types of things.
Okay. Sounds good. So at 2:00.
See, I want to keep going on that.
Well,
I'm not going to.
Okay.
Because I've now passed the usefulness part, right?
right, now you're into the nerd part.
Pure conjecture.
Yes. Telewood asked a question. Should I turn on AMSDU, this is Mac Data Service Units, on my Ubiquiti router? It's an option, but it's off by default. The back channel tells me, what?
The front channel tells you, what? I've never heard of it.
And the back channel, okay. This just in.
Hello? AMSD.
And then they deleted it.
That's all right. Let's pull up another question, Scoot.
I will.
AMSD. What? WAN lessons learned.
I don't think that's it. Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
Voice infrastructure.
We're Googling it for you.
Yeah, let me Google that for you. Sorry, Tolwyn, I don't have any quick answers on that one. Therefore, I'm going to run away.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
It's too.
We can't quite do instant answers here.
Nope. And here's another one that I don't know. You ready? At 2:01, Dr. Weird asked, what do you recommend for a 2FA app? What can you do in the event your device with 2FA is destroyed or reset? Which begs the question.
Two-factor authentication.
Oh, two-factor, okay. What do you recommend for a two-factor authentication app?
I wouldn't. Then my question would be is what different apps, in my experience, bring in their own authentications. If I want to log in to get my Gmail, I log into my Google account, which may or may not have two-factor authentication.
Right.
So, Dr. Weird, the idea of asking for an app to do that wouldn't make sense to me. There are lots of apps of all kinds of different ilks that all have some form of authentication. Many have two-factor authentication, many don't. But I am going to say this about two-factor authentication. And I'm going to point the finger at Google a little bit on this one too. Scott, you may not know this of me, but I'm a little bit paranoid when it comes to security.
Really?
No, it's Two.
Really?
It's Two.
Say it isn't so, Mike.
It's so. Say it isn't so, Joe. There are a lot of potential abilities to abuse to multi-factor authentication, whatever it might be. In particular, like with Facebook. Why is it so important to Facebook that they get my phone number for two-factor authentication?
Why does it have to be your phone number?
Right?
Right.
So that's my big issue with it. Two-factor authentication is a fine thing, you know. Certainly with my banking, I use it.
So is a phone number, I guess it is two-factor authentication because then it sends to your phone and then you have to type in the code. Right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, well, Google two-factor authentication, you're certainly still going to use your email address, right? And some kind of password. And but there are other options for Google other than your phone number, which Google pretty clearly, not as clearly as they probably should, but pretty clearly shows you can use another email address. You can print out a one-time pad, which they call backup codes. But all of these are perfectly functional ways to handle two-factor authentication without giving away your phone number.
But then how would spammers call you?
Oh, well, easy. What they do is the chip in your neck, they just catch the transmissions from that off of any handy transformer, data collector.
Gotcha.
And that's
Okay.
where all that information comes
Excellent.
from. I don't give away my phone number to anybody unless I absolutely have to. But I got to tell you, it's a losing battle.
You should just throw away your phone.
Well, speaking of, I am going to de-Google one of my phones.
Wow.
And there are...
You mean you're going to get an iPhone?
So much better. Yeah, because Apple doesn't do any of this either.
No.
not at all.
They respect your privacy,
So
Mike.
what I have here, I'm trying to
Trust
show
me, they'll tell you.
So I haven't. So what I need to do is show you there is a number of alternative operating systems to pure Android.
Okay.
Well, but the problem is Google gets you so addicted to the killer apps that the idea of, for example, could you go for driving directions? What app do you use on your iPhone?
Google.
Yeah. See, so and you had to log in with a Google account to do that, right?
Right.
So what are you going to use? OpenStreetMaps?
No, Google's got the maps.
Yeah. So I don't remember it was some cartoon. It was like cops in the '90s. Oh, if we could only get people to carry something on them at all times so that we can track not only where they are now, but where they've been historically. Wouldn't that be great? And the other cop's like, stop talking nonsense. I've had law enforcement, they're telling me it's great to be a cop these days.
I bet it is.
Where were you in deny the 22nd? Bleep, 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 bleep. Oh, here, you're right here, Bob. Oh, you didn't have your phone on you? Yeah, okay, right. We'll buy that one.
Hey, at a nightclub, your phone went by itself. Okay.
So anyway, the end result of all this is I'm really going to give it a push, probably start this over Christmas, to come up with a way to completely de-Google my phone.
Okay. All right. I look forward to...
But again, it's not that hard to de-Google your phone, Scott. It's hard to get unhooked from those killer apps that you love so much. So I'm already pretty much unhooked from Gmail. I have a Gmail account that I've had like forever.
Right.
But
Would you use Proton Mail?
I concentrate on Proton Mail, which even that has some questions, but I'm not going to go that far down the thing. But I tell you, the more recent problem child is Microsoft. I mean, no, we've all complained, the amount of telemetry that Windows does, right? But oh my gosh, Office 365 and
Teams,
and hey,
which I'm looking at right now.
yep.
Well, there you go. Derpin Z says, good morning, gents, from New Zealand.
Dirt and Z.
Yep. And Wilson
Kanzwana.
Kanzwana says, hi, Mike and Scott. And I super scrolled. So there you go. Wow. I love it when that happens.
Make some of that up stuff. Oh,
I'm not even there yet. There we go.
there you go.
JM, This is at 2:03. So this is why we use the timestamps, by the way, so you know where we
Yeah.
are in the feed, because the
As
live
we-
feed is always.
Yes. Well, I was going to say is that we do what's called super scrolling here accidentally. And it's just the nuance of how the way the YouTube works. So Scott will be slowly scrolling and all of a sudden it goes, brrr, and then we get lost. So these the timestamps are really important.
All right, so JM asks, have you used the Try Hack Me platform? Would you recommend it for someone wanting to be red team in the future, or do you have an alternative recommendation?
If you're by yourself, the Hack Me platform's not a bad way to go. Would you recommend it for someone to be red team? Any team. It's a good tool, and it's pretty popular. It works better with individuals. I mean, if you were talking about working with other people, especially if you're in a school or something, you know, some of these competitions like Cyber Patriot or something might be a better way to go. But no, it's good. It's good stuff. But I need to qualify that. I've never actually done Hack Me. I've actually never gone through any of the exercises. I've looked at the interface, played with it, talked to people who love it. That's it.
And Andrew Hutz, who's also working in the back channel and is another esteemed Total Seminars employee, has answered you directly because he has used it quite a bit. And also,
That's right. I forgot Andrew Hutz does use it. That's right.
Yep. So good chance to interact with him, by the way. Steve G is here from Canada and desperately wants a CompTIA voucher.
Well, Steve G, you know how to do it, buddy. Win a competition. You'll have another chance today. You'll have 3 chances this week, both Monday and Wednesday with me, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, and Scotty G in the house. And then as well as Friday, a bunch of young guys going, oh, we're never going to say that again. And then Friday with Dave Rush, of course. So,
right.
All right here at the Total Seminars channel on YouTube. Wild Stallion.
JM, I guess if you don't ask, you can't get told no, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's look at Amanda McIntyre at 204. How do I get into tech with no experience?
Well, you know, I've always told people that certifications are for your next job. And that would certainly be true at entry level as well. We see a lot of people who like and enjoy having CompTIA A+ and/or Net+ and/or Security+, which are pretty entry-level certifications. A+ and Net+. A+ is designed for somebody with very little experience. Net+ is designed for somebody who just has A+ experience. And Security+ is really just for somebody who has network experience. So these are the equivalent of about a year's experience when you get to Security+. You apply for entry-level jobs. There is a lot of them out there. They're not a lot of fun. A lot of times it's a matter of, you know, doing midnight till 8 in the morning shifts and things like that. That would be one thing. You might want to consider going back. I mean, the ultimate thing to do is to get a 4-year degree. That's always the best thing to do, without exception. But we can't all do that. I mean, what is it? Only like 10% of Americans have a bachelor's degree or better, something like
Really?
that?
It's that small?
I'm pretty sure. I don't hold me to that.
Wow.
It's 15% or lower for sure.
Okay.
But if you can get a bachelor's degree, go for it. If you can't get a bachelor's degree, go for an associate's degree or a tech school degree, a 2-year degree. That's a great way to go. If you can't go for that, then going for certifications and working your way up from the low-level jobs, there's absolutely nothing wrong to do with that. Indeed.com, LinkedIn.com, even Gorilla Still, to this point, are websites you need to be going to. You need to build up a resume. In that resume, when you say, I have no experience, if you have no experience, why do you even want to be in IT? You have tons of experience. You've been working with your computers for a long time. You understand the Windows operating system, maybe the Mac operating system. You're pretty good at configuring systems to get onto the internet, which is your local ISP. You've probably been working with wireless. You have a lot of experience, what we call user level experience, but maybe a little deeper than that. So that's why you want to get in. I understand that they gave me a quick question because, you know, just when you get the end, but there's a lot of nuance to that.
There is.
So if somebody wanted to ask more of a question, Scott, where could they go?
Why, they could go to the Unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel.
I love that look on your face. It's like, what are you doing to me, Meyers? What are you saying?
So
I want to
we
give
have-
a plug for the Discord channel, Scott.
We, Total Seminars,
We-
do not have a Discord channel, but there is the Unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel.
This is true.
Populated with over 500 people at current counting. And Dave Rush will put the link to the Discord channel. It's a great place to ask more detailed questions, follow-up questions, to be able to interact live on camera and voice with me and Mike, Dave Rush, and a whole bunch of other people. They often show up right after our shows. But there's always people on, and you can get asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical. Go with that.
Asynchronous, sorry. Asynchronous communication. In other words, you post a question, and a couple hours later, somebody will answer, and it eventually.
Every time you talk to me, you get an asymmetric communication. I don't pass the mirror test at all.
One side of his face is just slightly.
One of these things is not like the other. The Discord channel is a great place to go.
Absolutely.
Not only is it a great place to go to post questions and things like that, we have different groups. A lot of people are interested in Kali Linux. A lot of people are interested in Raspberry Pis. A lot of people have just general PC problems. So it's a great place to post because you can do things like take pictures of stuff, which is kind of hard to do in this forum.
Right.
But on top of that, grab your camera, grab your headset, and talk to us. We got a great group of folks on there, and people come in all the time with questions, and we work you through it. I mean, we're glad to do it, and we are here for you. So that's definitely a way to go.
Excellent. So JM, for questions like that about whether you can do horse dealing and that sort of thing, you need to email Kathy Yale, Kathy with a K. So Kathy YY at totalsim.com.
Wait, I'm going to put in my band hammer on that one. JM, we just can't do that kind of stuff, man. JM's asking he's got 90 days and he used 30 days of it. Can he get 60 days moved to something else? And the answer is no, JM, and it's not because we're mean or cruel. It's because we're not programmatically designed to be able to handle that.
Yeah, that's
plain
true,
and
too.
simple.
So just win again.
Yeah, just win again. JM, come on. Yeah.
That's the easy part. Yep. Okay, so...
JM hasn't been Mohand, has he?
No.
Okay. All
right. The Bearded IT Dad at 206.
We know him.
We do. What is the best way to protect your Linux system against brute force attacks on its network?
Unplug it from the internet.
Well, there you go.
Air gap that sucker. Well, wait, no, you asked a legitimate question.
Absolutely.
Protect your brute force attacks on its network. First of all, what are you doing that's making you interesting enough to be brute force attacked? So, Bearded IT Dad, who's a good tech, I know this, so I want to try to fill in some parts of that question he's got there. The best way to protect your Linux system, so that sounds like a singular thing, against brute force attacks on its network. I have a system, brute force attacks on its network. So I'm assuming the brute force attacks are coming from the internet.
Or they could be coming from his buddy, also on the network.
Well, those are two very different ways of protection, right? The first one, if something's coming from the internet, you probably want to use like a reverse VPN or something like. I said it. Reverse proxy or something like that makes you a little bit harder to find. But if somebody was attacking you locally, find them and kill them. Smite, 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 smite.
Use the smite button. Crumpus dumpling.
Crumpus dumpling. It sounds like something from a Willy Wonka.
I finished your Sec Plus videos.
Crumpus dumpling.
I finished your Sec Plus videos. Good.
I was about to start a little bit there.
Well, then you got distracted playing video games.
Go ahead on.
That was it. No question there.
I finished your Sec Plus videos, going to study more. Just got distracted with some video. Oh, did you really? Here, Tolowit. I don't want to do instantaneous research is never fun. But Tolowit, thank you for posting that for us, brother.
Absolutely. 209. Bearded IT Dad with another question. What is the difference between WSL and a regular Linux installation?
Don't you feel like he's quizzing us sometimes?
He might be. I don't know.
Oh, Windows subsystem.
Oh, Windows subsystem for Linux. Duh. What's the difference? With Windows subsystem for Linux, you can run Linux tools and commands directly in your Windows machine. Having a unique Linux installation means you've got the full-featured operating system and you're not paying Microsoft money. So,
yeah, but theoretically, and this is the whole idea behind Windows Subsystem for Linux, is that some of the wonderful tools and features that we'd see in your Mac OS that makes it such a programmer's delight, are more able to be done in a Windows environment.
right?
My problem is that if you're a programmer, the chances of you using a Windows system, unless you're directly like programming for a Windows environment, is probably almost zero. I mean,
Okay.
but you want to talk about a place where Apple has really started to kind of, put the twist on people, and that is coders just love it. And now that Windows is trying to catch up to some of the beauty that Mac OS has been able to do in terms of its emulation of Unixy, Linuxy type commands, it's almost too late.
There we go.
I'd be curious what Michael Smyer says about that.
Right? Julian, what should we say that? 4-aught?
Why
Quad
not?
Zero?
What?
Says hi, Mike. And Esteban?
It's Julian 0000.
There's
sure.
got to be zeros.
I'll go with the zeros.
Esteban's here from Argentina. Good to see you.
Don't
210.
cry for me, Argentina.
Always, right?
The truth is, I never left you. Go ahead, James. Oh, the way. Okay, just move on.
Crumpus dumpling.
Keep it moving, buddy.
How does encryption work with a firewall? So this is a long question. So let's just kind of go with it. Ready? From device to firewall, it's encrypted. Then firewall gets routing info. Then it's sent encrypted. Sorry for my lack of knowledge on this, making even asking
Fine.
difficult.
Krampus, forget about encryption for a minute and instead think applications, okay? So say to yourself, I want to make an SSH connection between my computer and a computer far away, okay? And there may or may not be a firewall. How does SSH handle that? Or I want to do encrypted email. You see where I'm coming from? Because how firewalls react varies dramatically from not reacting at all to simply ignoring what's being passed through to dealing with it in many different ways. So Krampus, I want you to do some research for me. I want you to look in and study would SSH be? Shoot, I know the ultimate one. The best one ever. You ready?
I'm ready. Tell me, Mike. Tell us.
Secure HTML. Good old 443. Krampus, I want you to do some research. And it says, if you have a browser here, okay, and far away there is a web server that's running secure HTML, how would the firewalls affect that? In fact, now we have two different firewalls. There'd be a firewall between the internet and the server, and then you'd have an own internal firewall. And then could have two local firewalls. You could have a host-based firewall for your system, and then you could have your regular firewall that comes with your router. So Krampus, here's my challenge to you. You ready? What does and this is a quiz. You ready? What does your firewall do? The one that's on your home router, okay? You got a firewall turned on there. How does that firewall affect the encryption between your web browser and some website like, I don't know, www.google.com? I'm going to let him try to answer that.
Okay, sounds great.
All right.
So Alan Owens at 212 says hi from Sydney, Australia. That's two people from down under on the stream today.
Good day.
At least. Is there a performance...
Shrimp on the Barbie! Okay, I'll stop. That's not a knife.
You should at least be quoting, I don't know.
Name a famous Australian poet. See?
Okay,
There you
fine. Captain Cook.
He was British. See, and here's the other thing. We talk about Australia. I can name Australian soldiers, okay?
Okay.
I can name some Australian politicians.
Okay.
What great Australian novel, all right?
I'm sure there are plenty.
If you want to surf or cook barbecue, the Aussies are your friend.
Okay.
Or save
All right.
the British in World War I. No, I'm
Can we
pontificating.
Can we focus here?
I need
It's a
some
serious question.
focus water.
Okay, focus water. and I'll read the question.
Go ahead.
Is there a performance advantage to upgrading to Wi-Fi 6 if there are no Wi-Fi 6 capable devices in the household?
Absolutely not. However, you can't use that as a criteria. Just because you don't have any Wi-Fi 6 devices today, you're going to have some in a few months. So you might as well get them when you can.
Right.
You know, you can never, ever, people have been trying that in IT. Like, I remember this problem 40 years ago. And it's like, oh, well, do we really want to, we use DOS, should we upgrade to this Windows thing? And the answer is yeah, because that's the way it's going. Just because you might be the only kid on the street this week, but...
Right.
Or the other one, oh, I can get a really good deal on Cat 6A. So should I do the Cat 7? What's the answer?
Yes, do the Cat 7.
Do the Cat 7.
You can afford it.
If you can afford it.
Go for the higher end. JM at 212. How are we doing on time? Ooh, it's already 2:30. JM at 212. I read that metropolitan area networks use a backbone to transfer data. I'm guessing similar to a bus topology. Is it common for man to experience bottleneck? Or when would you choose a man over a WAN?
Sorry. Sometimes you just need a man. What? Metropolitan Area Network.
I know.
Mr.
Sometimes
Dirty Mind.
Sometimes you just need a WAN.
Sometimes I just need to win.
WAN.
All right, well, let's read his question.
Okay.
Where the Metropolitan Network uses a backbone? Is it similar? No. First of all, do not use backbone and bus topology together, okay? It's not a bus topology. Most of the time when you talk about a backbone, usually you're talking about, and this is a generalized statement, there's usually like a big central switch that has a really, really high speed, okay? So you might have this switch that's like, just keep it simple, you got a gigabit switch, and you have all these gigabit connections that go to other switches, and on these other switches, there's like 1 gigabit and then like 100 megabits. So that switch and the associated connections is the backbone. So let's not say that. What's next? It's right here.
There you go.
Is it common for man to experience bottleneck? It's no more common for a metropolitan area network to have a bottleneck than it is any other type. But again, because JM started with that supposition thinking about that way, and JM, these are good learning questions. Don't never be afraid to ask good questions. That probably wouldn't fit. Or when would you choose a man over a WAN? You don't really choose that type of topology, right? I mean, help.
It's just a thing. I mean, unless you're talking about like the Chattanooga, Tennessee city-run network as a metropolitan area network.
Or you could even talk about like the University of Houston, which has a number of connections here in the Houston area that are mannish.
But I mean, you'd be on a man, but then still connecting. The jokes just write themselves.
Right? No, it's just right there.
But then you'd be connecting to the WAN on the internet, and it's like, I don't know, the terms are very almost interchangeable.
And it's kind of a funny way to look at that kind of stuff. I'm gonna back away from that for a moment.
I'm gonna skip to Alucard at 213 and say, congratulations on getting A+ certified. That's awesome. Yay, round of applause. It's very good. And now, what do you think Mike's gonna say?
Get a job.
Nothing if not predictable. So Safwan at Shetwan. Hey Mike, are you going to drop a new Udemy course for Network Plus N10008? Yes. It's been in post-production for
2 months?
2 months. It's staggeringly slow in post-production.
Corona is really messing with our post-production abilities. We finished producing those videos 2 months ago, and it's our understanding, we're yelling at the post-production people just as well, and they're claiming this week, but they said this week last week, so very, very soon.
Right. Alan Owens at 214. What are the pros and cons, gotchas, to watch out for when daisy chaining managed switches?
They're pretty robust these days, right? I mean, STP is pretty much on by default anymore. Obviously, you don't want to have loops, and you want to be careful about speeds, especially if you have multi-speed switches, like where I was describing earlier, where you have a switch that's got, one gigabit port than a bunch of 100 megabit ports. See, I should move that analogy up, where it's a 10 gigabit port
Right,
and 1 gigabit extra ports. You don't want to accidentally, for example, if you got a bunch of 10 gigabit ports, go into a single switch that isn't 10 gigabit. You'd be losing efficiencies big time. A couple other things you might want to consider with switches. I work really hard to try to use the same brand of switches. Not that I really have to. I can usually get, Seam Solutions and stuff like that to talk to anybody. However, a lot of times if I stick with, say, Netgear or Cisco in particular, it's often easier for me to get the switches to do what I want them to do because I'm common with the interface. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But that's not required.
Okay. 216, Curd Turbine. Mike, briefly, what steps did you take, or are you about to take, I guess, for your Gmail exit?
I stopped using it, and therefore I don't have to have a bunch of applications where it's installed and running. The only place where I still use Gmail, and I should be getting rid of that, is on my phone itself, is on my primary phone. But yeah, I mean, Gmail's not that nefarious until you're in Android, because that's where the Android really can have different apps talking to each other and stuff like that. In a Windows desktop environment, the only thing Gmail is going to be able to do easily is talk to other Google apps. And anybody who's ever been in Gmail and you look at the upper right hand corner, you got the little dots, all your different apps are there running. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember the name of the executables that are running for interfacing between them. But certain things happen. Like come on, we've all done this. You're in YouTube, right? And you're like, oh, here we are in Ogden, Utah, because I love trains. It's a big passion of mine. So trains in Ogden, Utah. And you hit enter. And then all of a sudden you go over to Google Maps for some other reason, and you type in trains, and all of a sudden it says trains, Ogden, Utah. It's like, how did it know that? It's because your different apps are talking to each other. Right. So the answer is stop using the apps is really what it boils down to.
Sounds good. TC has a very detailed question at 218. Norvik had a question at 216, and we're trying to parse the language, and we'll answer you when we figure it out, okay? TC. I sometimes get messages that say error connection timed out and the frowning paper icon with my desktop. Okay, this is one of those.
Got a Mac?
This is one of those questions that would be great.
For Discord.
Yeah.
TC, definitely get on Discord, man. Dave Rush said he posted the Discord link at what, 228? Go up.
21.
You missed it. 220. So scroll up through the chat to 221. And we've got the Discord link here. And TC, those are the type of questions literally the Discord is designed to handle. How are we doing on time? It's at 2:38.
Yeah, let's compete. Let's compete, yeah. What do you want to do? You want to do a random number, or do you want to queue up a question? Really?
No, I can't do that, can I?
They can look it up. They could just look it up.
Fine. Guys, I'm just going to ask a question, and let's see who can answer it. You ready?
Whoa, okay.
Okay, so the first person to answer this to my satisfaction is going to win.
Okay, so here's the key, right? This will be the fairest contest we've ever done.
It'll be completely fair.
Completely fair.
No,
so,
not even close, but whatever.
Yeah. And
remember,
you're
we're 218, by the way.
You're competing for a prize of 90-day access to the Total Tester practice exams of your choice.
Whatever you want.
We have a whole bunch of them. So whatever certification you're working on, we've got you covered.
So shall we do it?
Yep. What are you going to ask, Mike?
All right. So guys, get ready. Literally, the first person to answer this is going to win. Okay. What do I want to do? Okay. Hold on.
The smoke that's coming out of his ears right now as he's trying to think desperately while I'm talking over his thought processes.
In a DNS server, you have a zone. You develop a zone which is used to resolve fully qualified domain names to IP addresses. There's a name for that type of zone. What's the name of the zone that allows you to resolve IP addresses to fully qualified domain names? That's it. On a DNS server, for any particular zone, for any particular zone, there'll be a zone that allows you to resolve fully qualified domain names to IP addresses. That's the most commonly used zone. However, there's another zone that allows you to resolve IP addresses to fully qualified domain names. What is the name of that?
We have lots of people answering, all kinds of interesting answers.
There's no ARP. AutoZone.
Yeah, AutoZone. The zombie zone. I like that one.
Everybody else is just like, I didn't expect Meyers to ask a hard question.
Right?
I want to be able to look at the pretty question on the screen. And he just said it out of his mouth.
Right?
But we do have some winners here, okay? So the winner is
Charles Hammer.
Charles the Hammer.
Answered first with reverse lookup zone.
Who was it King Charles who had the trebuchet called the Warhammer? That was Richard Longshanks.
Oh, okay.
He had a trebuchet called the Warhammer or the War something. Okay, so it wasn't Charles. Anyway, congratulations to you. Who was it? Charles Hammer. Charles Hammer, you have won 90-day access to the questions of your choice from the Total Seminars. Now, in order to claim your prize, you've got to jump through a couple of hoops. Oh, I hope I got the right screen up. Yes. So, in order to win your prize, Charles, number one, you have to send an email to Dave R. That's DAVER at TotalSem.com. In that email, Charles, number one, be sure to put your YouTube name, which is going to be Charles, where'd it go? Charles Hammer. Make sure to put in a legitimate address. Now, look, you'll say, but Mike, I'm sending you an email. Just use the return address. No, 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 no. Put the address in the body of the email. And then number three, obviously, tell Dave which practice exam that you want. So congratulations to you, Charles Hammer, the winner of our voucher for today.
Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to go back up here to 220. 220. No, they had it reversed.
All good.
Okay.
Spades ZZ. Wait, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's the thing. This is 220. Spades.
Who's been on here before?
Right. Hi, Mike and Scott. I recently started Security Plus, but there seems to be a lot of content. What do you guys believe? I should put more time into early on. I know it's all important to know. Early on. So what are the foundations that Spades would need to build on?
When we first started to write the Security Plus books, it was a real challenge because Security Plus has all these different topics that most of them are not directly related to each other. Physical security versus risk assessment. I mean, they got nothing to do with each other, not really, okay? And so Scott and I over the years have fought very hard to develop a table of contents that we feel best allows you to build conceptually from one thing to the next. And that's like for us, for example, we do risk management first, mainly because I like risk management because it really shows you why you're doing this and helps you either to quantify or qualify why you're doing that. So the only thing I could say to you easily is buy our book and follow it in order. That's probably the best thing to say.
Right.
And we really spent, because to answer your question in detail would require us to go through the Security Plus objectives in a lot of detail with you and go, so this is why, we wait for network naming before, that kind of thing.
Right. Nathan English, 222. Hey, Mike, I successfully earned the CompTIA A+ certification 2 days ago. Yay, congratulations. Any tips on job searching?
Get it online. Make sure you have a good LinkedIn profile. Mm-hmm. Get a decent resume. We have some older episodes from over a year ago right here in the Total Seminars channel. You can check these out where we were talking about different things we can do. We're also going to be, I asked last week, we start getting people to volunteer to do interviewing. And I was starting to think a lot of these folks who are getting jobs and stuff, just having them come on, or we'll do a Zoom meeting with them and just have them talk. And we've had there's a lot of people on right now who have already volunteered to say, yes, they would be glad to do that. And I think that would be helpful as well.
Okay, awesome. Silvio Ferreira, or if you're Portuguese, it'd be Ferreira.
Ferreira.
Anyway, do you have any suggestions for a VPN provider? I hear stories about VPN providers who are not transparent with customers.
Not transparent. No, who is transparent?
Well, Silvio said is first and then followed with is not.
Oh.
So I'm not sure.
That'd probably be easier. You want someone who's not, go with NordVPN. They're
Right,
good.
sure.
They're relatively inexpensive. They got a good reputation. I'm getting nervous about Tor. They're now saying that up to 1/4 of all the nodes on Tor are governments that are throwing in their own Tor nodes to try to
Snag us.
snag stuff. It still isn't going to do it for you. You know, you'd have to have the entire path, right?
Right.
But it's making me nervous.
So at 2:28 p.m., Dave Rush posted the specials that are only for you people who are here on the live show. This week's special is 50% off our ebooks and Total Tester pack bundles.
Yeah, so you have to get an ebook and the practice questions.
Right, but 50% off. All you do is just go to www.totalsim.com, put the bundle of your choice in the
Go to the merchant area.
right, and
Pick, you want A+, get the A+ ebook. These are ebooks. So you want to do A+.
Sure.
So go to www.totalsim.com, head over to the store, pick up the A+ ebook, and then pick up the A+ practice questions, the total testers. And once you have those two in your cart, all you have to do is type in, what's the code?
the code is Drake.
Drake, as in Sir Francis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. And does that surprise you that I know that? English history? And just type in the code Drake, and it will automatically give it all to you at 50% off, which is a ridiculously good deal considering we're just about the cheapest of the good stuff anyway. So we're not just about, we are the cheapest. I don't know anybody who's cheaper than me.
So just for the record, on December 13th, 1517, Sir Francis Drake set forth on his quest, successful, to circumnavigate the globe.
Really?
Thus, Drake.
Oh, because, 2 months before that, I was going to say.
Yes.
I'll drink my coffee.
Right? What else do we have here? Siegfried popped in at 2:30. Yeah, okay. See, that's DJ Darnell, the Thornbirds.
Oh, I forgot about Thornbirds. And actually not a bad little television series either.
That's great, man.
Or The Man from Snowy River.
Richard Chamberlain.
Darn,
was
I forgot
amazing.
about that. All right.
Say, hey, wait, I actually watched something.
I know.
Wow.
Well, it was a book, first of all.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Richard Chamberlain.
And Rachel Ward.
Look at you
Wow,
go.
I tell you what, occasionally I know something.
Oh, look at this. All these people defending. Avocado got a job.
That's right. Oh, excellent. Congratulations, Avocado. We've been following the quest for the past and the various interview steps for the past month or so. That's great. You start in January. Congratulations.
We could say we remembered him when.
That's right. Oh my gosh, it's going to be famous. Sahil Basia says, I like your Network Plus course. Are you going to do a CYSA Plus course? And yes, we do. I think most likely Dave has already posted.
We don't have CYSA
We
on?
definitely do.
No. On Udemy?
Yeah.
Of course we do.
Yeah, we do.
We have a CYSA. It was Mike Solomon, right?
He came in to do the second edition, yeah.
Yeah. Great
Absolutely.
course, by the way.
Jose Sauceda, hello from our neck of the woods, from McAllen, Texas. Excellent.
You need to be heading down. That's the valley, right?
It is the valley, yeah.
So Jose, do you ever get to Far? That's a town down there.
I know. With a PH even. And
It
the Q is silent.
PHA, that's right, the Q is silent. I love going down to the valley, man, because it's in Houston, we think we have good Mexican food. until you go to the valley. And like I was doing a train the trader there, and one of the teachers comes up and he's like, "Hey, Mike, listen, we just really appreciate you coming. My wife's made these tortillas with some barbacoa." And it's just like, oh, I'll just write everything on the board because I'm not going to stop eating this incredible food. Yeah, I like, Far Independent School District. Good guys down there.
Awesome. Yes, and Dave Rush did post at 2:39 the name of the Udemy CYSA Plus course.
Scroll up. What, Bearded Dad's got some shtick going here. I'm missing it. Okay, stop. We missed it. Go down.
Okay.
Bearded Dad, we're missing your fun humor there, buddy.
Sorry,
man.
Erase. Oh, now we're doing the answers. Okay, so Norvik followed up here, and the guys in the back channel have also been working on figuring all this stuff out. So at 2:40, a follow-up question. Sorry about my language. My Wi-Fi getting disconnected many times, even in working time. My original Windows is Vista, but you upgraded to Windows 10. What a lot of people in the back channel are speculating on is that it could be overheating, which is why because it seems to work with a reboot. When you turn it off, turn it back on, and then it comes back up. So it could just be overheating. Clean it. That might be an issue. If it's in a really hot spot, you might want to try and put it in a place closer to an air conditioning vent.
Laptops get hot. So he didn't say laptop, but
his Wi-Fi keeps getting disconnected.
Wi-Fi on his laptop. Wi-Fi doesn't exist by itself. Wi-Fi exists on computers. So I think that the overheating may not be the worst thing to consider. So I think, Norvik, I think folks have got you on some good beginning ideas there.
Yep, absolutely. And then we have a whole bunch of people with the zombie.
We're about to give away a voucher too, by the way, folks. Aaron Crudner.
At 2:42 says, "Hi, Mike. I'm a huge fan.
Huge
fan of your books.
Tracks a fan."
That's awesome. Rebecca.
Oh my gosh! Here, the Norvik's. It says adapters disconnected. Yeah, you got a heating issue almost certainly, or it could be, especially if it's a laptop. Those little Wi-Fi cards, which could still be mini PCIe and stuff like that, they can get loose. It happens. Antennas can get loose. Did you work with your monitor and mess up the antenna or something, you know?
TD, I'm not going to say it out loud, but congratulations on your train channels.
Oh my gosh, is that where that came from?
Because somebody...
I like model trains. I'm sorry, I like full-size trains too. I'm a nerd. I like trebuchets and trains. Come on, you have to admit, spending a weekend with me would probably be fun, wouldn't it?
Right?
That's why I want to go out in West Texas. They have World War II tanks. They have an M4 Sherman tank with a 75 millimeter cannon on it.
And you can fire it.
You can shoot the cannon.
All for the low price of?
It's like $350 a round.
Woo. Wow, but they're expensive to make.
Like, who makes them? So what
World
do you do
War
for
II
a living?
factories?
I make 75 millimeter rounds to meet old cannons from 80-year-old tanks. That's what I do in my spare time. Ding, dud, ding, dud. Bugs Bunny?
Yes.
Okay.
I got you. Yes. And Norvik, this would be a great opportunity to get on Discord. And even if your English is not so great, we have quite a few internationals who might actually be able to just talk.
Yeah, definitely, Norvik. Bring this up again on the Discord channel.
Yeah, very much so.
And the other thing about our Discord channel is don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're on there, don't sit there and go, oh, am I in the right place to post this and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Just get in there. Nobody cares. It is better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
That's right. That was it. That was the last question.
That's it?
Rebecca had a comment at 2:44 saying, "You guys are rock stars. Keep the good work up." You really went.
Wild Stallion.
Wow. Okay.
What, you have a problem? What, you don't, what's his name?
Mike Meyers?
No, he's great. No. Come on. The Matrix. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Keanu Reeves.
Point Blank. Yes. Mr. Hoverhands.
Apparently he's very nice in person. There you go.
What is the Discord? Wait, his name's BM?
Dave Rush will post the Discord. Oh, there we go. And,
Dave,
and
he's on this.
instantly at 2:55, Dave Rush posted the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel link for you. Join us afterwards. It is 2:55.
Okay.
Sir. Oh, we have a late breaking questions. Go ahead.
He's about to take his test. I'm sorry, man. Parmar that I can do. Relax. That's the most important thing before your exam. Like the day before your exam, if you can avoid studying, do it. Just relax.
Aaron Krudner, yes, Total Seminars has a Pen Test Plus course on Udemy.
We do.
And also on our own channel as well. I believe it's Dr. Michael Solomon on that one.
This is so embarrassing that I forgot.
Anyway, it's a highly, highly regarded course. It's both Pen Test Plus and also Certified Ethical Hacker Unofficial, because the EC Council kind of keeps the official stuff to themselves. But it's a great course. It's right there on Udemy. Yeah, check it out.
Alan Owens, have you used the free Type 1 hypervisors, Proxmox, or XPCNG? I have not, and I should. I've got no good reason for not doing that.
Well, okay then. What are you waiting for?
Well, because, for me, my experience with virtual machines is as an instructor.
Right.
So if I want to teach virtualization using a tool like VirtualBox, which is free, even though it is a Type 2 hypervisor, is a great way to go. However, it would be nice to have a Type 1 hypervisor that worked relatively easily. And I got to tell you, though, if I want to do a Type 1 hypervisor that was easy to work, I'd use Hyper-V. It's so easy that it's sometimes a little scary. It's like you can install Hyper-V and not even know that you've installed a Type 1 hypervisor.
That's true, too.
And the other thing I like about Hyper-V is, like, for advanced, the virtual switches and stuff, or virtual networks, virtual LANs, they make a little icon of a switch so you can connect your, you got 4 VMs and you want 3 of them to be connected to each other. I think, Microsoft, they have their moments. You got to give them their moments. Charles Hammer, is DMARC, DKIM, and SPF covered? Is it? I think it's...
Definitely Security Plus.
Yeah, it's Security Plus is where all that's going to be covered. If not, why is that? Oh, good Lord. Don't ask me why.
Ask CompTIA.
Yeah, ask Uncle CompTIA. They'll tell you.
So at 2:58, Guillermo asked, does anyone know when 1001 and 1002 retire? In fact, we had Dr. James Stanger on and last Wednesday, and he was asked that question point blank, and he said, I can't tell you. How about that? We're guessing, just because CompTIA runs on a 3-year cycle on their certifications, that the new objectives will go live sometime in the spring of 2022. And at that point, it'll trigger the imminent retirement of the 1001, 1002 exams, but it's at least 6 months after that. So you're looking at arguably 9 months to even a year to be able to take that exam,
and that's
the current
a guess.
A+ exams.
That's a guess.
It's a guess. I do not have hard and fast dates at all. So what are you going to do for it?
I don't know.
We should do a contest, Mike.
I know. We need to do one more contest for the A+ voucher.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, a lot of good advice that people are giving to Orvik.
Excellent.
Yeah, very good stuff.
How does that look, Scott?
That looks great, Mike, said no one ever.
We have a minor technical issue here. He's okay. All right, folks, get ready.
So here's where we're going to go, right? Mike is going to put up a multiple choice question, and you need to not type A, B, C, or D, but instead type enough of the answer that you think is the right answer so that we know that you think you know what you're talking about. Got it? So don't A, B, C, or D, but type the answer in. If you want to play but don't want to win, just type the answer and type pass. If you're the first one there with the correct answer, I will announce you on the air as the leader. So there you go. The contest is not fair. We try to be as fair as possible, but it's whoever gets the correct answer that comes to my stream first is the winner. And depending on where you are, how many routers away you are, the routes of the communication, et cetera, there's a zillion different things that you might show up first on your feed, but 10th on mine. And that happens. Finally, this is for a CompTIA
Voucher.
certification voucher, good for any CompTIA exam, except maybe the CYSA Plus.
And even, it's also for CYSA Plus, but there was a little issue for it, so I don't know.
We don't know. But this is a giveaway from CompTIA, right? So it's good, the voucher is good anywhere you can take a CompTIA exam in the entire world. So this is a pretty epic prize.
Yeah, it could be worth like $400 depending on which which CompTIA exam you're taking.
Right.
All right, I got a question.
Okay. Well, Mike, why don't you put the question up so they can see it?
Hey, Scott, I'm going to go ahead and put up the question.
So they can see it.
I can talk like this too. It's
Wow.
Big Bang.
Hey,
5 minutes
Mike.
past the big hour of 5. All right, here we go. You guys ready? The first person to write out the right answer, do not type A, B, C, or D.
Hold on. Are you going to allow second winners, or this is just first-time winners?
I don't know.
First-time winners. So if you've already won, you can play, but we have a list of the winners, so
Well, we will
we'll try
start.
to spread the wealth.
I'm thinking maybe like once a week we ought to let people who've won have another shot at it or something.
Yeah, but not today.
Not today. All right,
All right,
here
here we
we
go.
go. Here we go, guys. All right, in virtual environments, which cloud advantage allows for the use of RAM on all VMs? Basically, what they're trying to say here is the cloud having your virtual machines up in the cloud has some big advantages. In a virtual environment, why is it good? What can the virtual ISP, what's the word I'm looking for? Not ISP.
I don't know. I don't know what word you're looking for.
What can AWS do that we can't do with our own VMs as easily? So is it resource pooling, measured service, virtualization, or on demand? So this is interesting because I could argue a lot of these. Well, in virtual environment, it's all, yeah, so I'm not going to say, I'm going to let it, give him a moment.
All right, we'll give them a moment. Okay. Yeah.
It's higher up than that.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's already won.
okay, we have lots of people who've written it out. Let's go ahead. Well, let's go ahead. So I'm pretty sure it cannot be virtualization. You could almost measure on-demand and measured service, but I think what they're talking about is the use of RAM, so it's got to be resource pooling. Let me double check, make sure I'm right. Yep, A is correct. Resource pooling. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That is a tricky question because it's a rare question to see on A+ of that ilk.
Okay.
It is an A+ question. I'm totally back that, but it's a little bit da-da-da. So what do we got?
So the first person who answered, and I said I would tell you that you're the leader, that would be Khan, who also won a voucher last week.
Last week, Con, thank you for competing, but now you got to...
Yeah. No, he said I will pass a little
Okay,
later on.
did he?
So,
Good
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
All right,
All good. All good. Playing fair. So the first person who hasn't won, who came in just slightly after, is Aaron Krudner.
Aaron Krudner. Is it Krudner or Krudner?
Or is it Krudner?
Krudner? Krudner.
It's
It's
gotta be
very
Krudner.
French, no? You are French. I will give you the French kiss, no? Oh, ooh la la. I will give you the French laugh of amusement, no? Right.
Oh boy. Okay, we know each other's jokes way too well.
Go away before I taunt you a second time.
So, Aaron, what you need to do to collect your prize, Dave Rush is going to post the details in the chat window. Essentially, you need to send an email to Dave Rush at daver@totalsim.com. You need to put in your YouTube name, provide an email address in the body of the message. Don't just expect them to figure out what your email address is. You want also to use your CompTIA certification name So whatever account you've used for your CompTIA certifications or whatever name that you want on your CompTIA certifications, put that in there. Country where you reside, and if you're in the US, the state where you are, and then also the country where you want to take the exam.
Not the county. I just realized that says county where you reside. Country.
Nice typo, Mike.
Yeah, it's a gift.
And also, also put in the precise exam number. So if you're going to take A+, then type which A+ exam you're going to take.
Yeah, you can't just say A+. You got to say like 220, 1001, or whatever it might be.
Right, absolutely.
That's especially true for like with Network Plus, where you have 2 different exams out there right now. So if you were to send us an email that just said Network Plus, we wouldn't know which one you wanted to take, because you can take the 007 and 008 right now. So there it is.
So Aaron, congratulations.
Congratulations, Aaron. Well done.
That's awesome.
So guys, it looks like we're reaching kind of the end of things here. Do keep in mind, I cannot be on Discord today.
I could be on for like 3 seconds, but then I have to leave.
All right, I've got holiday festivities
Well, Festivus has...
for the rest of us. We will have the wrestling and the airing of grievances. You don't even know that. It is
It's
so
from Seinfeld. Of course I know that.
that. Okay, well that's better.
Wow. How could I not know about Festivus?
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that you seem to have slipped by in life. You know. I just didn't. Like,
Wow.
what was I talking about? Like I was talking about the Three Stooges, and you're like, grrr. I was like, oh, wise guy. I'm done.
Okay, all right. Thank you all for participating in the AMA today.
Yes.
We'll be here on Wednesday doing this show again, and I believe Dave Rush is going to be doing his Dave Rush Ask Me Anything drama on Friday.
Yes, Friday.
On the Total Seminars channel, same time, same channel.
Yeah, and Wednesday's going to be interesting. I'll bet there'd be a good chance they're going to have a different stage. We have some other work we have to do with videos on Wednesday, Scoot.
Oh, we do.
So we might have to change the staging around.
We
After
could.
a year and a quarter of this, how could we make it better? I know it's hard to imagine. I say we're going to move the fart gun over to the other side.
Oh boy.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
did I say fart?
I can't take him anywhere.
Camp
Luckily,
Ladawana,
I'm not
we
taking
hold
him
you in
anywhere.
our heart. And okay.
Dave has confirmed he is definitely doing the Dave Rush Ask Me Anything Friday Pie Day, so be there. And also see you on Wednesday and potentially on Discord as well. Take care, friends.
Bye, guys.
Now we have the awkward stare while Mike tries to figure out how to end the live stream because
do this. I can
it's
do
a
this.
challenge every single time.
They don't even hear you.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
I'm live. I know I am.
Yeah, but we're delayed.
I'm still live, Mike.